Alright, battery is now removed. If you want a clean little OEM look, stay tuned. Alright YouTube, what is going on? Today is battery relocation day. So today we're going to go ahead and move our battery from underneath the hood and move it out back towards the trunk. A couple of reasons you might want to do this. For one, if you own a Lancer or a Ralliart, you may want to upgrade your intake system. Now a lot of those bigger Evo 10 intakes, they're going to require you to remove the battery. And reason number two you may want to go ahead and do this is go ahead and transfer the weight equally amongst the car. So moving about a 40 pound battery to the trunk may be a good option to do. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and stay tuned. I'll show you the kit that I bought and then we'll go ahead and get started. But go ahead and check this out. I got a full little toolbox I finally got. Makes me look, in my opinion, a little more professional. Be able to organize tools and stuff like that. But here is our battery relocate kit. So keep in mind, right now I'm going to be rocking a full battery. I just bought a brand new one for this a couple months ago. No reason to waste that, and keeps the car functional. There's a lot of power that gets drawn from this. So, but yeah, so here is our Summit Racing and everything that comes with our kit. So it has a whole bunch of hardware to go ahead and mount this in. The box I'm talking about. So it has all your mounting hardware, all that stuff, and it even has a vent tube in there if you have a vented battery. Comes with a 1 gauge ground wire. It's got a nice little lug on there for you for the terminal. Here is your 1 gauge power. Little covers. Some more hardware. So in here you have more terminals, you have clamps if you want to go hang it underneath the car, and then you have some more ferrules. So a whole bunch of that type of stuff in there. And that's about it. Looks like the bag opened up on me. And then they give you a nice little sticker, Summit Racing, if you want to go ahead and support them. And then of course, here is our battery box. So the battery should be able to fit in here. You have all your hardware to go ahead and mount it in the trunk, and then you have everything to route towards the engine bay. So they had the receipt in here, and after shipping and everything, it came out to $192. Keep in mind that is not cheap. However, if I'm going to go ahead and do this, I want to do it the right way. Don't want to cheap out on powering up your vehicle. So yeah, I could have just bought 1 gauge wire or welder wire or something like that, but I wanted to do this legit, and hopefully it all works out. But let's go ahead and pop open that hood. Might as well pop open that trunk too while we're at it. Okay, here is the engine bay as it stands. So right now I have the AEM intake, which obviously I don't have to relocate the battery. Now if I wanted to run that for the Evo 10, I have the adapter to go to the new Evo 10 Turbo. However, I got a whole new one coming in. I'm gonna have to move this battery to go ahead and bring in that bigger intake. So I'm gonna be going away with this here in the near future, getting a bigger intake. So this battery has to go. So we'll remove this snorkel, little battery cover that we got, and then here is our battery. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and keep the full size one. This car is drawing a lot of power at the moment between the subwoofer back there, different lights, so I think it's just safe to say we're gonna go ahead and keep the full battery for now. Plus it is still pretty brand new. Now keep in mind these are a 10mm. Alright, now that those terminals are removed, we're going to go ahead and lift out this battery. I think it's safe to go ahead and remove this tray for now. So one of the downfalls to putting your battery in the trunk is obviously the space. So right now I still have a toddler and a baby, so we have strollers that we always put in the car. So I'm going to lose some space. Go ahead and grab this. This is where I plan on putting it, just kind of right in there. And as you can see, that takes up a good portion of the trunk space. And on top of that, we're gonna have to go ahead and ground everything. So I'm probably gonna end up losing my mat. I'll probably have to end up losing my mat and then all this cardboard that comes on down. Weight reduction, right? Alright, to kind of catch you guys up on what I'm got going on here, here's the positive terminal. This is where the battery is going to be going. Gave it some slack, plus or minus a couple inches. That way I have enough room to make any adjustments. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and route it behind the seat belt bracket, or the seat bracket. Comes around. Comes behind this little back panel. Comes along the floorboard. These were easy. You just kind of slip them to the side and disconnects, and then you can go ahead and keep them mounted in here just like stock. It snaps in place, shouldn't move. Comes across the front all the way to the front. So from here I can either go the route with my gauges, go through this little grommet hole up the fender well up through there, or I could do the firewall. I really don't know what I plan to do yet, so I have it running along outside the car, have plenty of length, and I'll run it up here just to go ahead and test everything. As far as this power cable goes, I went ahead and got everything ready. Got my little lug. Here's some heat shrink. So what you want to go ahead and do is, after you go ahead and tear back that insulation, you want to go ahead and put this on first, right? Go ahead and get ready for your crimp. Go ahead and throw this guy on. So prior to this job, I actually had to go buy this tool. What it does is it's basically a crimper. You're going to use a hammer and crimp this thing. Since this is a 1 gauge wire, this is pretty thick. You're not going to be able to go ahead and get it with regular crimpers. I could just use a hammer and like a flathead or some kind of wedge and hammer it down. But like I said, I don't want to go the cheap way. So I went ahead and brought this tool. Let's see how it works. So it looks pretty self-explanatory. You put your cable in there. You go ahead and hammer it down at the top. So let's go ahead and give this a try. One last little check. You want to make sure that's in there all the way, which it is. You got your heat shrink down here, because once you go ahead and crimp this, there's really, I guess you can slide this over that. Not too bad. Alright, anyways, that's in there pretty good. Go ahead and lift up the lever, put it in. Now you really just want to make sure it's centered and you have a good contact, which it is. Looks like a pretty solid crimp to me. Alright, now that the heat shrink is done, we're all set there. Now this is a proper boot. Nice. Alright, just to catch you guys up on everything I've done. The camera kind of died on me. I continue to work. So everything works as is right now. Let me show you guys what I did. So I have my ground cable running from the battery, of course. Trace it on over to here. This bracket right here. That's where it's sitting. Before I did that, I went ahead and put a multimeter on there and made sure the ground is good. So that is where that's going. Obviously the power coming through here again. Runs through those little brackets. Runs through these little seat brackets. Drops on down from the seat, keeps going forward, and kind of like our boost gauges, we're going to run it through here, through this little hole here on the side. Kind of hard to show you guys, but there's a hole right through there. Come over to your fender. So you're going to have to go ahead and remove mud flaps if you have mud flaps like I do. Pull this out, fish through this hole. There's another hole right through there. Feeds out, run it up through here. I have there's a little entrance that you can snake it out through there. So there's a little entrance over here that you can sneak it through there. Have it running through here. And snakes all the way underneath this bracket to our fusible link. But keep in mind, to get this exact look, you're going to need to go to STM or find an Evo 10 battery relocate kit, It comes with this little cover, it comes with a fusible link, which I just reused my old one, and it comes with a little black bracket. This will eventually be mating up here once I get rid of this, and I'll have a nice clean look. But for now, I kind of modified it, and what I did is I took it from sitting upright, tilted it down, and I have it bolted up to this bracket. This is all OEM in here. So it's held on there right now with that one bolt, but like I said, it looks pretty clean. Looks like that was actually designed that way. Now I say it's incomplete because if you look at this alternator starter wire, this was going to the negative terminal and ground's right there. However, I don't have another ferrule to go ahead and crimp everything, because I was going to go ahead and crimp this straight to that, but that's not the case. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and tighten this up. I'll put some electrical tape and zip tie it together, and then once I go ahead and crimp that, this will be complete. We'll have this little cover that goes on. Like I said, that's a nice little look. And when you add on the snorkel, it looks pretty dang good in my opinion. So this is how I'm going to go ahead and rock with it until I get the new intake on there, Evo 10 Turbo and all that cool fancy business. And they really just wanted to be more practical, so that's a pretty big box. I know they sell different kits out there for smaller batteries or a smaller box, so I didn't really expect it to be that big, so I'm going to go ahead and swap that out. I'm not even going to go ahead and mount that. I'll probably try to sell it locally. If I can't, I'll probably post it up somewhere. But this is all race worthy, so if you're taking it to the track and everything like that, that is certified to use. That's one plus of that. Well, this is the next morning, and I woke up with this weird feeling that I should just go ahead and bolt down that battery to the trunk, so let's go ahead and do it. So first thing is you want to take that bracket, this is the one that's going to sit on top of your battery, put it down here so you know where to go ahead and put your pilot hole, or your little guide hole, whatever you want to call it. So as you can see, we just did the one, and number two. Alright, so let me go ahead and show you guys the stack up of everything. I just had to kind of fabricate a lot of stuff. So, per the instructions, alright, so here's our little stud, whatever you guys want to call it. It's going to drop on down into the hole you just drilled. So the stack up is going to be a little nut, a washer. You're going to drop it through the hole. Then you're going to find the bigger washer, another nut, and that's going to go on the underside of your car. Your bracket will sit on top of your battery. Now I'm only mentioning that because if you have the stud too long, you're not going to be able to put this lid on and close it properly. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to try to fit as much space in here as possible while keeping the spare tire here. So I was able to manage to kind of fit up right here is where I want it. So it fits with the lid, fits with the spare tire. So with the holes drilled, I'm just going to go ahead and take a Sharpie, and I'm going to mark down where it needs to go. Alright, hole location number 1, hole location number 2, just right inside this weld joint, because that's the frame of the car. It should be like bare aluminum or whatever this is. So let's go ahead and do our pilot holes and see where they're at. Alright, pilot holes done. Let's go get the big boy done. Okay, officially have the battery all bolted down. And like I said, that's just getting mounted towards the bottom of this car. So we've got the other washer and the nut, locking nut down there. So it's all tight, shouldn't be going anywhere. Happy with that. Okay, I just started the car, so everything is working. We're a-okay to go ahead and put this lid back on and call it a video. So the lid, there we go, sits flush. There's your proof right there, fits pretty well. Still have access to your spare tire. Now the only thing is, towards the top, there's two mounting holes for little screws. If you actually do want to go ahead and screw the lid on, you can. I'm personally not going to go ahead and do that. I'll leave it open, but there we go, that's how it's going to sit. So now I'm just going to kind of refurbish the little flooring mats, and I'll build it around this little box, and it should come out nicely. But I'm not going to do that for today's video. Alright, everything starts up, AC's blowing, Android unit's on. We are in business. All the lights work. So, yep, perfectly fine. Alright, well, hope you guys enjoyed this little battery relocation video. If If you guys did and found it helpful at all, give it a big thumbs up. Lets me know you guys care, and it's good feedback for me. So yeah, like I said, the job's not 100% complete. I still got to mess around with the trunk, go ahead, fix up everything, make it look all nice and tidy. I do need to fix this ground wire up here, and then there is one more thing actually. So when you go ahead and do this, it's kind of a little bit smarter and safer to go ahead and get a breaker box for your battery terminal. Helps prevent theft if you want it to, and any issues that pops up, this will trip. Off of forums and everything, they said use a 200 amp, so this one I went ahead and bought was a 200 amp. This one is waterproof. I'll link this down in the description box below, but this will be coming in a future install video. The only reason I didn't do it now is I don't have wire cutters to cut that 1 gauge wire, and I couldn't find any at any local stores. But I should be okay for the meantime. But I expect this video to come dropping here pretty soon. As soon as I get those bolt cutters or those wire cutters, I'll get this installed in the car. It's pretty simple. You're basically splicing this into the positive terminal in the trunk, and it mounts up pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, maybe I'll throw that in with the new trunk ideas that I got going on. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns in regards to this battery swap, or anything I could have done differently or better, or things that you enjoyed about it, leave a comment down below. I always like to discuss it with you guys. So other than that, just want to say thanks for watching. Never live your life in auto, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. But yeah, here is the little switch that I'm talking about. So like I said, it can trip, plug it back in, and it's going to be spliced into your positive power to your battery. Pretty simple. Forgot to show you, the job is not complete until you throw on those stickers. But yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching.